I never knew that I will ever make a video about a mouse brand or a keyboard brand or a peripheral brand that I have really never heard of in my life. But today in this video, I found one brand on Amazon Marketplace. Again, I was not aware about this company whatsoever, but I just wanted to pick up mouse from Amazon for a very cheap price. And at the same time, I just did not want to break my bank and just want to buy something very expensive. So I picked up this Attack Shark X3 mouse just because of the fact that this was a very light mouse. I did not really go into rest of the specifications of this mouse on Amazon Marketplace before I picked this thing. And when this thing arrived at my home, I was surprised to see that how good of a mouse that this thing is. Now, this is not a sponsored video at all. Again, as I just mentioned, I did not even know that this company really existed online on Amazon Marketplace, or even if they had any kind of website or something. But I was surprised to see that these people also make some kind of mechanical keyboards as well. But this thing is really one of the things that I really recommend to buy if you're looking for a cheap mouse, because I just saw that this mouse, it goes for really cheap on Temu.com, or even if you just want to buy it from AliExpress or something, you can really pick up this mouse for about $20. And that does change the way that how I feel about this mouse. Now, this is not a perfect mouse, and this is certainly not better than this a very reliable brand that is Logitech, and this is the one that is a G305 Lightning mouse. I have been using this one from the past 3 years or so. I broke one of them and I purchased another one. So this is really one of my go-to mouses that I've got in my studio, but this is the secondary one that I really like for the price that what you just get out of this thing. Now, I might just return this one because I ordered another one from Temu.com because it was very cheap there. The other one is in a purple color, but I just do not know that when it will arrive. But certainly, I just like this white one as we have got in the studio. It is just a very good one. The only thing is that it will pick a lot of smudges and a lot of oil, as I can see that the material on this thing is, I would say it's like a soft plastic or something, but I'm damn sure that this is going to pick up a lot of smudges and a lot of oils and stuff on this matte finish as what we have got on this mouse. But this matte finish is certainly a bit better than what we have got on the Logitech mice that I have got in my studio. Now, there are certainly a lot of things that what I want to discuss about in this video about this mouse, but one thing that really struck my attention is the way that the switches on this thing are designed and implemented. Now, I did not even know that there are any sort of switches inside of a mouse, and I was surprised to see that this thing, as we can see in this video, it has got a Kale GM 8.0 switch inside of it. That is a kind of a black mamba switch as what they want to call it. But this is a surprise to see, because the only thing that I knew was the mechanical switches was something that was a part of the mechanical keyboards. But this thing, it just surprises me every time when I use this thing. And here is a quick sound test, as I can just bring it near to my microphone. So here we go. And you can see that there is a very satisfactory sound that comes out of this mouse, and this is how it compares with this Logitech mouse, as we can see. Now, in my opinion, the sound that comes out of the Logitech mouse is not bad either, but I certainly prefer the sound that comes out of this mouse. And I was again just surprised to see that how good of a click that a mouse can really get you. And this is just something that is amazing. Now, the other thing about this mouse is actually the sensor that is sitting inside of this mouse. And I was surprised to see that it has got a P8W 3395 sensor, which is basically a sensor that you really find in the mouses, which are basically, you know, thrice of the price of what this mouse is really. So this is a big achievement and something that is really killing the sales of the brands like Logitech. But I will come on to one thing later onto this video, because reliability is something that really makes me wonder that if this is still one of the best mice in the market or no for most of the people, because this has got some of the issues that I will discuss later on to this video. But for now, this is just a very strong contender to most of the mouses that we have got from Logitech and the Razers of the world, because this is just a very good one. Now, the tracking speed on this thing is about 650 inches per second, that is 650 IPS versus what I have got in my studio that has got about 400 IPS of the tracking speed, which is again I was surprised to see. The acceleration on this thing is about 50G versus, I'm not too sure that what is the acceleration on the Logitech G305. I think so that it is about 40 or something, but I'm not really sure about, but certainly not as good as what we have got on this mouse. Now the polling rate on this thing is about 1000 hertz, that is about 1 millisecond, versus what we have got on something like the Logitech one that I have got in the studio. I think that it is not as much, and I know that the Logitech Hero 2 is one of the sensor that we have got with about 8000 K of the polling rate that is not available on this thing. But again, for the price, you can really not complain. You can just put some extra money and buy something from Keychron, and you will be able to get something that has about 8K polling rate on those mices. But again, I'm talking about a mouse that can be picked from Amazon for about 50 Canadian dollars and from Temu for about 27 Canadian dollars, which is just a very good price for this mouse, and certainly better than what I've got in this studio. Now to the other things that what I want to discuss about in this video is the connectivity, and as you can see that you have got all the connectivity options on the back of this mouse, and there is this portion where you can just have the Wi-Fi dongle. So as you can see in the back, again it has got three different modes. One of them is the 2.4 gigahertz mode, and then there is the Bluetooth mode, and you can just use this wired connection in the front of this mouse if you just want to connect it directly to the PC. And the cable quality is not too bad either. It could have been a bit more better. It is a braided quality, but I do not like the top ends of this thing. It is a bit more cheap and plasticky, and if it was a type C to type C, I would be more happy, because the Mac Mini that I've got in my studio, it does not support any kind of USB type A connection, but I can certainly connect it with my Mac Mini M4 hub and I would be just good to go. But a type C to type C is always something that is a welcoming change. Now as you can see that you have also got this option over here to toggle between different Bluetooth mode, which means that it has got a connectivity for about Bluetooth 5.2 and 5.4 standard. So the way that it works is that if you just click it once, you will see that there is a blue light. You click it twice, it is a green light, and to be able to pair in one of them, once you are in a blue light or a green light, you just need to press this thing for about 3 seconds in a particular mode. It will start to flash. So if it is in the blue mode, press it for about 3 seconds, it will start to flash, and you can then pair it into the blue mode, that is I think 5.2 connection. But if you are into the green mode, you can also do the very same thing. Just press it for about 3 seconds and you will be connected into the Bluetooth 5.4 mode. Now the issue what I face with this mouse is that when you are having a dongle that is attached to your Mac Mini hub, or even to the MacBook or the laptop or whatsoever is the device that you have connected the dongle to, at the same time if you're using the Bluetooth connection, you will see a lot of stutters. The Mac OS that I use this thing with, it was not able to register the clicks properly. Sometimes it would just be stuck on the click that is already pressed, or sometimes it would just not work at all. I would just need to restart the PC, just take off the dongle at the same time to be able to work into this thing. And the Bluetooth connection is also not one of the strongest, but if you just want to use this thing solely just with a dongle, you would just be good to go. And it could just be one of the units that I have got into the studio which has got this issue, but I have just not seen any kind of issues in the forms that I search into the Reddit form, so it should just really be good to go. But one thing that you may also run into if you're using this thing with the dongle at the same time connected to the PC, even if it is not in the dongle mode, as you can see that you can switch between 2.4 to Bluetooth. So what I did was that it was in the Bluetooth mode, not in the 2.4 gigahertz, and at the same time the dongle was still connected to my Mac Mini hub, and I was getting this issue whatsoever. Now also you can see that there is a DPI light indicator on the back, so there are different modes. I'm not too sure which one is for which, but you can just toggle between different modes. The maximum that this mouse will take you to is about 26,000 DPI. That is particularly double to what I already have in the studio, and this is really one of the most amazing things about this thing. Now to this scroll wheel, I just do not like it a lot. I think the one on my Logitech one is a bit more smoother. This, it has got some kind of drag that I just do not like on this one, but certainly not a very bad one. Another thing that I noticed is that the keys on the side of this thing, it is not of the best quality in comparison to this Logitech one. And also I think that this one, it has got a bit of ping sound, but this one has not. So it could really be just a personal preference. It might be that this is actually of a better quality than what I've got on the Logitech, but I'm just nitpicking because I think that it is a bit more smoother and a bit more clicky feel on the Logitech one than on this thing, but certainly not a bad one at all. And here is the sound, so not a bad one. Now one another thing that I noticed on this thing is that this has got about 280 milliampere of a battery, and when I was looking on the official website I also saw that there is another mouse that is very similar to this one. I just saw a video that was linked to their official website that has got about 500 milliampere of battery. You can pick that other model from AliExpress. I will link it down into the video because both of the mouses, they do really come from the same factory, except for one of them has got a different switch instead of what we have got, that is a KL1 on this one. And the other difference is that the battery is a bit more smaller on this in comparison to what we had on the other one. Now the company claims that this has got about 200 hours of battery, which is not really a true thing because I was able to kill this thing before 200 hours. I have read reviews on Reddit where it says that it lasts about 80 hours or so without charging, which is not again a bad thing because you have got this USB type C connection to be able to charge this mouse whatsoever, so there is no need for the replacements of the battery on this. Now one more thing that what I noticed about this mouse is that when I was switching between the Bluetooth 5.2 mode and the Bluetooth 5.4 mode, I constantly saw that the battery percentage was just switching between 100% to 90% to even 80%, and after some time it would correct to about 100% or something. So I'm not even sure that if it is just the battery that is behaving or if it is just a software on the Mac OS that is behaving on me. That brings me to one of the next points on this video, and that is the Attack Shark software. Now I would probably just do not download anything from the Chinese market or my Mac OS, but I did try to look for the software just for the testing purposes of this model, as we can see. Now when I was on the website, I tried to look for the software. I was able to find a link, but it would just give me an NGNIX error, which means that whatsoever was the link to this particular installation page, that was down, and I was just not very happy about this thing. And I saw the reviews on Reddit that were about 6 months old saying that people were not able to find any kind of software for this mouse, which is really a very bad start. But I do not know that why would you need a software. Maybe if you're into gaming, you just want to map view of the keys, or maybe even this thing, it does work with a Windows laptop that I just do not have to test in the studio right now as of filming this video, and I just do not play a lot of games, so I would just not bother. But I think that just because of the sensor that what we have got on this thing, and because of the precision that I can say, because I do a lot of UI UX thing, that the precision on this thing is really one of the better ones than the Logitech mouse that what I've got on the studio. It is certainly a very fast mouse, and the feel of the clicks on this thing is very good. Also, it is a bit more ergonomic design because it has got these dimples over here and on the other side, so when you just hold this mouse, it is a very ergonomic feel versus again the Logitech G305 Lightning mouse that what I have got in the studio. It has got no sort of dimples on the sides of this mouse to be able to have a grip, but again, it's a personal preference. I think that this one, it has got a better grip, and at the same time, because this is just about, I think, 48 grams if I'm not too wrong, I think, yeah, it is 49 gram, and it is really one of the very lightweights that I've seen in a mouse. It is just a very lightweight mouse, and that just makes me feel that it is a better mouse because it just does not hurt my hand at all. And that is exactly that what you would want out of a mouse. It is a very lightweight one. At the same time, this mouse, it does not hurt your hand at all just because of a more ergonomic design. It has got the clicky switches in the mouse as well, which is another good thing. So there is just no ping whatsoever. Like, the sound is there, but it is not a very scratchy and a pingy noise as what you get out of the Logitech mouses. So one very good thing about this mouse is really the switches inside of it, and also the way that this thing is a very light one in the hands. And one last thing that I want to talk about before I forget about in this video is that it does tend to get a bit more warm. So there is a battery that is sitting just right around here because this is where I feel the heat of it, and I have noticed that even after 10 to 20 minutes of the usage, you will start to feel the center portion of this mouse to be a bit more warmer versus what you have on the Logitech one, because it has got an alkaline battery cell that what you put inside of the Logitech mouse, and you just need to replace the battery every time it just gets over, versus a lithium ion battery tech that is inside of this mouse combined with a very super lightweight. There is just not enough plastic on this mouse to be able to absorb the heat and just to avoid this thing to feel warm in your hands, but not certainly something that this it does really well, because yes, it does get very warm. And if it is a deal breaker for you, you should just not pick this mouse whatsoever. But I just do not think that there is any other sort of issue on this mouse. And also, this attack shark branding on this mouse, it might not just be the best one. I just feel like it is a bit more of a very bad printing that what they did on this mouse whatsoever, but certainly something that is there on this mouse that you should know as well. And well, now with that said, that was all that what I wanted to share about in this video. Certainly this is a very good mouse for the price that what you are paying out of this thing. For about $27 you are getting about a mouse that is just 49 grams in weight. It has got one of the best sensors in the market, and the battery life on this thing, it really does not suck. And well, that was all about this video. My name is Anshul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.